Can't believe I shaved my taint for this.
5, 4, 3.
You know how hard it is for me to reach my taint? Hi, everybody. I'm Ted Huckabee, and welcome to Scale Plus Ted podcast. Today, I have the honor and the privilege of being with one of my good buddies from way back, Adam Boyer. Everybody, Adam Boyer. Adam, tell us about where you're from and how the life of Adam Boyer started.
I'm gonna repeat. I'm Adam Boyer.
Yeah, good.
Born in Boston. Started playing hockey when I was a tiny kid, and really loved it. And then my dad decided to move us down to Marietta, Georgia.
The hockey mecca.
70s, the hockey mecca, known as Marietta, Georgia. Completely gone. Winter, that is.
Yeah.
And so,
or ice or frozen ponds.
Exactly.
Or,
Anything like that. Yeah. I said, where do you guys play hockey? And they're like,
yeah. They
what?
beat you up.
Yeah.
Fuck you, kid.
Started playing soccer then because I didn't know how to play. They were like, stand in between those two trees and don't let the ball go by. Like, you're making me the goalie? I'm like, you don't know how to play.
Yeah, you're probably tough from playing hockey.
Fair enough. So transferred to soccer and then spent the rest of my life at that point trying to become the next Pele.
So how old were you when you moved to Marietta? How old were you?
8.
8. Okay.
So yeah.
Brothers and sisters?
I'm the youngest, the oldest, the middle, and the only child. And most people say that and they're like, oh, so you're an only child.
Yeah.
No, I'm literally all those things.
Oh, wow.
So dad got married, had my brother and sister, got divorced, got married to my mom, had me, brother and sister moved in, sister moved out, brother moved out, dad moved out. Then I was the only. My dad got married to a woman who had 2 younger daughters, and I moved in. So I've yeah.
Which is where we are as actors. We have to have a little pain in our past. little dad.
What do you draw
Little dad
from?
issues. I think it's a common denominator. All right. So 8 years old, and played a little soccer, and you started playing soccer, and it was a big part of your life, right?
Oh yeah, took over. It was everything.
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted to do. And I played at Walton High School.
Yeah.
Go
Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Went through the state playoffs without taking a goal.
So you were the goalie?
No.
Oh.
Absolutely not.
No. You stopped that early.
I was a striker. Goal scorer. I'd find the right spot. I was never particularly fast. I had a lot of Scottish coaches that said things like, "We didn't sign you for your foot skills, lad. Get in there and heat it, son."
Yeah. We're gonna need subtitles, but yeah, that's good. That's good. You know, I always thought like my daughters play soccer, and I'm big into soccer now, but mostly female soccer. But it sounded weird. Is that if I moved to Europe and used my redneck accent, that I could coach American football over there. Because I feel like over here, all you have to do is come from Europe somewhere and have an accent, and they'll hire you as a soccer coach.
100%
Like, you know what I mean? Like every youth soccer coach I've ever met. And then the funny part is there are soccer coaches that are American that will morph into British accents because they think it's more cool or more acceptable or they're taken more serious. I mean, is that right?
So my high school soccer coach, who's actually, and I will say, best coach I've ever had, including professionally, college.
Yeah.
Best coach I've ever had.
Also,
really good coach.
Also good at accents.
He's from Decatur, moved to London for about 6 months and came back with an English accent.
And kept it.
Oh, yeah.
And probably still has it.
100% still has it.
You're like, dude, what? You're from Decatur, man. You were born in DeKalb County.
Decatur, London, mate.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah, fuck me. All right, so you played high school soccer, and then what happened?
High school soccer, then I went to Georgia State, played college there, then I moved to Germany and played there. It's funny, you said you could be a American football coach.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine that I bounced with years ago played for the Cologne Crocodiles. So it was the American football.
That's an American football
in Cologne.
Real American football.
Yeah. Big strong kid.
Cool.
You could pull off the Ted Lasso thing and coach the other football.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like if you have an accent, You come over here from Europe, you can get a job coaching soccer.
Oh,
Doesn't matter if you're good at it. Doesn't matter where you played. You can make some bullshit up. Oh yeah, I played at the such and such, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a great team. Yeah.
if you can do a Scottish accent, you're so
Few
in.
above.
One of my buddies played in Australia, and he had a Scottish coach there. And the guy kept saying, "Kev, quit giving away fruitcakes." He was like, "Okay." It's like, why does he keep telling me to quit giving away fruitcakes? And his son played on the team. His son turns to him and he says, "What the hell's a fruitcake?" And he goes, "It's a little cake you give away at Christmas." And he was like, "My dad's telling you to quit giving away free kicks, man.
Free kicks.
Quit giving away fruitcakes."
Fruitcakes. That's good, man. All right. So how tall are you?
6'2".
You seem taller than that. You sound a lot
Yeah,
taller on the
see.
radio. What is the reference?
All legs when I sit down, I'm like,
So when did you hit a growth spurt? Like in high school, were you 6'2"?
I was 90 pounds when I started high school.
Ninth grade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
90 pounds. I was rail thin.
Right.
Actually, that same coach used to give me a lot of shit. Say,
Yeah.
am I allowed to cuss? Is that
Of
legal?
course. Fuck it.
So he said, "Boy, or go eat a cheeseburger. You're going to fall through your asshole and hang yourself."
I've never heard that. That's pretty good.
But yeah, I wound up almost doubling my weight
And
high
height.
school.
When did you hit your
my
height?
I kind of in high school. I probably grew about 6 inches in those 4 years.
And then you said you went to Germany to play soccer?
Well, then I went to Georgia State,
Yeah,
and I went to Germany to play. Yeah,
And Germany was a semi-pro, what was it? Pro.
Yeah.
Cool.
Scored about 45 seconds into my first professional game, and I should have walked off the field and never played the game again.
Cool.
I had the best record ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got homesick. I spent about 6 months and was like, I need to figure out what I want to do with my life. I'm not going to be the next Pele. Damn it.
And that was in what part of Germany?
That was in Aachen and Düren.
Okay.
So right on the western coast. We used to go to Holland for pizza. Like that's how kind of.
Okay.
Right,
And you
kinda
never
close.
played an entire season?
No, just
Okay.
half.
And you quit? No, I mean, you
Yeah,
left.
I did.
You
I
quit.
came back,
Quit.
played amateur here, and then I played pro for Atlanta.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I scored the first silverback goal ever,
Really?
and then blew my knee out the next game for
Really?
the second time.
That's
That ended
awesome, man.
that.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
First silverback goal ever.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that's cool.
still in the record books.
What year was that?
99, maybe?
99 was the first silverback year?
2000, Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. We
That's
won
awesome.
that game too. We were not. I mean, they
Was it
Pro
at,
40 select team, and they were a lot better than us, and we beat them 3-2. Like, it's a good win.
That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, so you're at what age? 99, you're how old? Roughly.
30,
30?
31. Yeah.
Okay, and you'd only done soccer?
Maybe it was 98. Might have been 98.
Soccer was your,
Soccer was, it
it
became,
paid your bills.
it became my hockey. Oh no, I'd literally, when I was playing for Atlanta, would leave the games, sign autographs, leave the games, and go bartend.
Oh, okay. And bounce. You say you're bouncing.
Yeah, I bounced for years at CJ's Landing. as
CJ's,
well.
that's
Yeah.
an old one.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
else?
Aunt Charlie's.
Aunt
Now
Charlie's.
we're going way
All
back.
the old haunts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one, Park Bench. I bartended for years too. I opened up Twisted Taco in Roswell.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I used to bounce a little bit in Athens and University of Georgia.
Oh, nice.
It was fun. I mean, you got in
Yeah.
a lot of scuffles and felt like a badass, and
Yeah.
you weren't because there were 5 bouncers and one drunk guy, and you were sober.
Exactly. And
It
they
was
were
kinda-
drunk.
But you thought, hell yeah, fuck
Man,
yeah,
I
you fucking with me.
$8 an hour and free beer.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I first started
Oh,
working
yeah.
at CJ's, I was like, this is the dream job.
Did you get tipped out?
No.
Oh,
No,
we
it
got
wasn't
tipped
like
out.
Wasn't like a strip joint. Oh, really?
Yeah, we got tipped out
Nice.
from the main, just a little bit, not as much as like the barbacks, but a little bit.
I was happy with my $8 an hour and beer.
Yeah.
Draft.
All right. So soccer ends. You blow your knee out second time.
Yeah, blew money out second time. Good news, bad news situation. And I said, there's good news. And the doctor was like, your PCL's okay. I was like, what's that? He was like, nobody ever blows out their PCL. Everything
Right.
else is gone. I'm like, oh, okay. So, and I played I played 40 years. I stopped when I was 48. I limped for the last 20, and then my hip went. So when my hip went, that was the end of
So they repaired your knee.
soccer. Yeah, I had 2 complete reconstructions on the
Oh
knee.
wow,
Yeah.
my daughter's had that. It's crazy. Just two ligaments, but crazy. It's a very big
Yeah.
problem in soccer.
It is. ACLs go
Crazy.
pretty easily.
All right, so you get out of soccer, and what did you do next?
I Those were my modeling days.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, look at you, man.
Of course, like,
course.
right. Like, well,
Duh.
duh. Right. I was a absolutely horrifically terrible model.
What do you mean? How can you be a terrible model? If you can take a fucking picture, you can be a model.
Exactly.
You can't take a picture?
I can't, not for shit. I am so camera shy. Like, I'm fine talking to you. You can put a camera wherever you want. If I have to look at the camera, like,
You look goofy in family photos.
oh,
You can't smile.
any of it. Oh well, I had the mom that would be like, just act natural. Don't do that.
So you were doing
Not that.
You were doing like modeling stuff, mostly like family stuff. Like you played the dad and the mom.
No,
What do you mean
I
the mom?
never booked that stuff. I played the mom. Yeah.
No. What did you mean by the mom would say just act natural?
No, my mom.
Oh,
when
your
she
mom.
was taking pictures of me would be like, just act natural. And I'd be like, okay. And she'd like, well, don't do that.
So how did you get? How does one get into modeling? Obviously, I don't know.
I had some pictures done and went to back
So you
then,
tried. It wasn't like you were discovered
it was
at
kind of
Carlos and Charlie's or wherever.
Yeah, no. I did it on purpose.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to Milan in '95.
Really?
And yeah.
On a modeling
2
gig?
months there. Yeah, they bring the models over, and then you just spend every day going to go-sees, handing
Really?
people your book where they go, thanks. Make faces. Literally look at you and judge you the second you show your face in there. It's pretty demoralizing. I literally left there and went, yeah, I think I'm going to concentrate on acting. No more modeling.
Wait, let's not get to acting yet. I'm gonna start. This modeling shit's got me now. Hold on.
That's awesome.
So you wanted to? You said, all right, I can be a model. I got it. I'm 6'2". I'm slender. I have abs. I'm an athlete. Blah blah. I get it. Believe me, I get it. And then I don't know why you're fucking laughing. Anyway, so it's comedy, I guess. It's funny when you think about it. Anyway, so how did you get? No, there's a ton of people, especially in Marietta, that are like, oh, I'm gonna be a damn model.
I'm gonna be a model.
But how do you get to Milan? How does that happen? How does you had an agent that sent you to Milan? Did you pay your way?
No.
Oh.
So it's kind of like acting where you get an agent and they have people come meet you and see you. And then, and
they're like, this is the guy, he could be one of the guys.
Yeah. So I signed with a modeling agency called L'Agence back in the day.
Oh, L'Agence.
The agency. Yeah. L'Agence.
Oh, got it.
I think it's the agency. I don't even know.
I don't speak French.
Not
many people.
I don't speak Greek either.
French. So they sent you to Milan.
They didn't send me to Milan. They had an agency come in. Wild Men.
Oh, here we go. Yes, I knew it would come.
My book too. Wild.
Okay.
So they come in.
That's where I know you're from.
So they come in and they meet, they go, here, look at this guy, and you come in and you meet them and they're
Grab
like,
your
okay,
ankles.
we want to bring these guys.
Off.
Yeah, exactly. On the couch. I mean,
yeah.
So they say, okay, we want to bring these guys for these shows. And really, I went at the wrong time. Like I went in the spring, which is for summer shows, which they look for really small, very thin guys. So
especially back then, it was fucking anorexia for all models.
40 regular, 42 regular was what they were looking for, and I was like,
what waist?
Like a 32 usually, and so like I'm stuffing myself into this stuff, and I was like 44 long. So you put the jacket on, like it's perfect.
Yeah,
that's great. I'm just gonna keep my little Napoleon hand in my pocket here.
Yeah. So you went to Milan, first time you've been out of the country, besides Germany, but first time you've been to Milan?
Yeah, first time. Yes, yeah, very, very different experiences. When I went to Germany, Germany is, as you would figure, very meticulous, very long, very manicured. Everything is just pristine as you can imagine.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I pulled up to the agency in Milan, and I'm looking around. I'm like, what? It's like the Cleveland to Europe.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're at La Scala or the Duomo or the Fashion District, it's
dirty,
pretty nasty.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty gross.
It is
industrial.
Yeah, it looks
like I made a mistake. What am I doing?
So, how many guys from Atlanta went over there?
From my agency, 2 of us. But I mean, you with the agency, they all put you in flats together. They throw you all in there, and so I made a bunch of friends there.
Oh, cool. It's like the Real World.
Probably
it's like the model
never
Real World.
saw it, but yeah,
You've seen the Real World on MTV?
I'm not a big reality show guy.
Yeah, this was the original cool reality show.
I used to watch the UFC fighter stuff. But
yeah, same thing. Yeah, same thing.
I'm sure.
Except with cauliflower.
I did have a buddy of mine who knocked a guy out in a casting.
Of
UFC? Pretty
UFC?
funny. No. My buddy who was at a casting in Milan.
Oh, he got mad and punched
Yeah,
somebody.
guy was mouthing off to him, and
Another model?
Tardio knocked him out cold. Just clack, middle of the while we're waiting.
While y'all are waiting to show your books?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Milan didn't work out.
Milan worked out for exactly what it was supposed to do, which was to drive me more into acting, I guess.
All right. So you didn't get any gigs from Milan at all. You were there for 2 weeks?
Did.
Oh, you did?
2 months.
2 months. Wow.
I worked for A6 on their show.
Oh.
So, yeah, sportswear is a lot easier to fit into.
On their show, you're saying like a live...
Yeah, that
deal.
Runways.
Oh, runway. Oh.
This was fashion stuff, so...
So you had to do the runway walk.
Not only did I have to do the runway walk, so there... Oh, God, I hadn't thought about this in years.
That's why we're here.
So we're sitting there.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people that know Adam Boyer don't know that you've done a runway walk. Yeah. And this is what it's about. I didn't know, and I've known you for 25 years. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So it's like pretty fancy, this thing they bring us out to the coast of Italy, and the ASIC stuff, and there are like 6 or 7 of us guys that had booked this show.
Good money?
Yeah, it was pretty good money.
Okay.
And it was like a scene out of a movie. We're all standing there, and they're picking out certain things. You're going to wear this. You're going to wear this. You're going to wear this, and it's ASICS, so it's sportswear.
Yeah,
and they pick out the Speedo.
Yeah.
And everybody goes
to you.
And everyone looks at me. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes. So, yeah.
How do you say banana in Italy?
How do you say what?
Banana.
Banana.
Yeah.
Banana hammock.
Did they give you?
Yeah. Very, very much. It was.
So they gave you a Speedo?
I absolutely 100%.
Are there pictures of that somewhere? Do you have those?
I do not. No.
You don't? I don't think you could find them though, because it was so long ago. It wasn't the internet, right?
This was 95, so yeah, it was
some eccentric weirdo in Italy.
Yeah, somebody's got.
He has you framed on his bathroom wall or bedroom wall somewhere.
Sadly, yeah, probably.
Look at him. Look at Adam Boyer. So look at his Speedo.
We both wound up doing German accents, I think.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I don't know why.
Wait, that was totally Italy. Total Italian. All right, so after that weird experience and the dude and all the catwalk, that is so weird, Adam. But anyway, you finished 2 months over there.
Yeah.
That the only gig?
One more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one more fun experience.
Oh, yeah. Tell me.
Just because she's now very, very famous, apparently. So and a lot of these guys, like they went into acting, like Bronson Pickett and Chris Tardio both work quite a bit. Yeah, they're not here, so you would know. You'd know Tardio from The Sopranos.
Oh, okay.
He was the guy who would when they
Fat pussy.
What's that?
I just like to say that.
He was the guy who shit on the floor when they would rob a place.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I didn't watch The Sopranos much. Man.
Oh,
yeah.
Then you wouldn't know him from that.
No.
Everybody else who's listening knows exactly who that.
So you shit on the floor.
Shit on the floor. Yeah.
That's good, bro.
It was solid. It was memorable.
We're gonna need you to shit on the floor. Are you comfortable with that? Okay, good.
So Bronson decides, he wants to go to St. Moritz, and for the weekend, and he's like, let's all go. My treat. We'll get a hotel room. We'll all crash in there. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll jump on a train and do it. So we jump on a train. We get to the border, of Switzerland, and Danny realizes, Danny's the girl who came with us. It's like 6 of us guys and 1 girl. And so
I think I've seen this movie.
Not even saying.
Whoa.
No, so we get there. Danny realizes she forgot her passport
at the border on the train.
At the border on the train,
where they come to,
going to have to go back to Milan. Kind of pretty much the weekend's
done.
ruined.
Yeah, you're done.
Weekend's over. Switzerland at this point, they're like, I mean, no big deal. you just can't get back in. You won't be able to get back into Italy. And to her credit, Danny was like, you know
Fuck
what? Screw it. We'll figure something out. And so we went. And when we came back through, of course, they're looking for her because she went through without her passport. We smuggled her back from Switzerland back into Italy.
Really?
And Bronson wound up like doing the whole like out of a movie, put the jacket on her and walk her through the crowd. And they wound up grabbing me and Chris and taking us into a room and questioning us for about 2 hours, holding us up. But then they finally just were like, stupid American.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
Wow. So you're saying somebody's
So we
famous?
smuggled. So Danny, the girl we wound up smuggling, she apparently won Survivor.
I thought you said she was famous.
Nice. I mean, I've heard.
Oh, Survivor.
Wait,
oh, sorry. Sorry. So that's a TV show.
Wait a minute. You watched, what was it? What was the reality show you just said? It was like,
The Real World. Everybody watched The Real World on MTV.
Oh, the Real World people are famous.
Come on. I didn't say they're famous. I said you were like that, The Real World. None of them are famous. Puck was cool. Anyway, Puck was like many dudes I know. But anyway. All right. So she won Survivor.
She won Survivor. And she's,
awesome.
she's probably still a model, I would imagine.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I have to look her up. Danny.
Yeah.
That sounded weird. I'm looking at models. Like, I gotta look her up. She's a model.
Have to look her
Yeah,
up.
I have to look her up.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right. So your modeling career after that 2 months is done, kind of. Or you came back to Atlanta
Yeah, I came back to Atlanta.
after the gig was over, but
Yep.
you still were trying to be a model.
No, when I came back from Milan, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I got to.
Why?
I've had enough of this. It's a pretty gross business. You know, they bring over.
We're not
young
talking about
kids.
acting yet. We're talking about modeling.
Yeah,
Talk
multiply.
about modeling.
You think acting's bad?
Okay.
Modeling, like, so in Europe, a lot of the agency. I don't know if it's still like this. This is 25 years ago, but shit, almost 30. A lot of the agencies were like mafia owned, and
Yeah.
they would want to bring the teenager. They bring teenage kids over and slip them a drink and a little.
Yeah.
It was pretty seedy.
Yeah. I understand.
So that I was already like, I was 27 at the time. So I was kind of like grandpa watching out for the 17, 18-year-old kids.
Right. All right. So you decided, fuck this business. I'm out of it.
Modeling is, I realize it's not for me.
Now you came back to Atlanta and then you didn't have a job. Bartending
Did I?
can jump in
No,
and
I
out.
still worked at CJ's. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could jump in and out whenever you wanted to. They let you do that for 2 months, come back.
Yep.
And you worked at CJ's Landing. And then, all right, so when and how, and it may have happened when you're younger, but how did the acting bug, if there is such a thing, how did that strike?
I always knew, like, even when I was starting to do modeling, I thought, well, maybe I'll model and I can get into acting that way. I always kind of wanted to do that because I enjoyed writing so much. I figured, I'll act too. And that's kind of, I guess so. I've always had a bit of a taste of it, but when I came back from Milan, I started looking for places to study. I studied over at the Alliance for a little bit, and then I found a little place called the Warehouse Actors Theater. What Films?
Yeah, what? Yeah. I remember that, yeah.
And
No, and I remember you with what? Yeah, I didn't know it was called Warehouse Actors too. Okay.
yeah.
Judson Vaughn.
Judson Vaughn. Yeah, good memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in Monday Nights with Michael Moss at first, and then
So you just paid for a class, essentially.
Started
just got off the
studying
street
there.
like everybody.
well, and what was way ahead of its time. It was all original work. You wrote your own scenes. Anything you wanted to do there, you wrote, or you got someone who went there to write for you. And so it really helped from the writing standpoint because all these scenes were judged. So you're trying to get into showcase. So it's all original work. So you knew, like, if you wrote a really good scene and it got into showcase, it was like, oh, maybe I can build a screenplay around this, or maybe I can't, if it didn't get in, like, okay, maybe, or maybe it was the acting performance, but you had all that data too.
Right.
So
why did you want to be an actor? I mean,
I think I've always loved movies. I've always been just intrigued by them. And I mean, it came up in the 80s with Highlander and The Princess Bride.
it's all Scottish with you,
Like,
man.
Yeah. Oh man, I loved it.
Scottish,
We're
yeah.
going to take a Frenchman, make him Scottish.
All right. So you just wanted to be an actor. You just liked the format.
Oh yeah. Also, because I've been around so many accents on the soccer field my whole life, I thought, well, I mean, my face, I thought, I'll make a good bad guy, which is now still to this day, like, oh yeah, we like to see him die. But the dialect thing, being around people from all over the world and kind of copying that, and I enjoyed that, and I was like, ooh, that'd be kind of fun to like play with that. And so yeah, so when I started really studying at West Actors Theater, it was
What year was what? Do you remember?
I started what in '95.
95. Okay.
Yeah.
And then agent. Who was your first agent?
Well, my first agent was, that's a good question.
Well, I mean, how did you get an agent?
Legence, when I started.
Yeah, but that was modeling.
Right, but they also had a commercial
Oh, they did.
department, and so I started doing stuff.
So you kind of had photos, you had a headshot.
I think I had an agent before that, before Legence, because Legence was kind of a bigger agency.
But you had never done any acting work.
No, that was really 90. I mean, I studied in college as well.
No, I'm saying, but no paying gig.
Exactly, yeah.
Because a lot of times to get an agent, you have to, unless it's a real shitty agent,
tape. Yeah.
You have to have a couple of small things, background or extra, whatever you want to call it, or anything,
Yeah.
You have to have something, either an independent film or a small commercial or something, what I mean? So did you have any of that? No?
I started
just taking
really
classes.
95 was when I started doing whatever,
and then you got an agent when? After Larange,
after
Langelo.
Pretty quickly, I started doing stuff with Houghton Talent.
So you jumped in with Houghton right away?
Yeah, Houghton and AMT and
together.
Yeah, I mean, this was back in the day. So
you could do dual.
You had to be listed with everybody.
Yeah,
because you don't want to miss a job.
So
even did some people source stuff as well.
Do you remember your first paid gig besides the ASIC campaign?
I sadly do remember my first paying gig.
Let's hear it.
It was for the WCW magazine. And
so it was a print job?
It was a commercial.
Oh, commercial for the magazine. Got it.
And I was on rollerblades. And I had to come in and skate up and say, I know the WCW magazine. It was one of those like, where do you get this information? I know the WCW magazine. And the director kept saying, can you make it bigger? Can you make it bigger? Because it's just a little bigger. Can you make it bigger? And about the fourth take, I went something to the effect of, I know the WCW magazine.
They loved it.
Something like that. And that's what they used.
Yeah.
So that was the first time any of my friends saw me at like 3 a.m. on whatever TBS or whatever it came on.
Right.
They're like, yeah, don't quit your day job just yet there, big man. Living the dream.
Well, and you're like, I don't have a day job.
Yeah, what
fucking
day
bartender.
job?
What are you doing? I don't have a fucking day job. What? Where did y'all shoot that? Do you remember?
No, not at all.
Piedmont
some
Park,
sidewalk,
or sidewalk.
some sidewalk somewhere.
And that was through an agent?
I guess so.
Do you remember what you made?
Yes. No idea.
No
clue.
Not enough.
I mean, the first film I did was was In the Flesh, and then I did The Real Reason right after that, and those were pretty big films in '97. I mean, big for that time. Like In the Flesh was like, oh, it's an actual feature, and then The Real Reason was actually a SAG film. So
okay, so you started taking classes in '95. You got a gig. You got a commercial. Yes. WCW. Anything besides that, between that and the first film?
I started doing every indie I could get on.
Yeah, but paid stuff. I'm saying, I'm trying to get at, was it a pretty fast, you feel like, kind of, all of a sudden, shit, I'm on a real SAG film? Like I shouldn't be?
Yeah, oh, well, of course, I have imposter syndrome.
Well, everybody has
horribly.
That. Everybody has that. You're an actor. You're insecure.
Yeah, exactly. I had it yesterday.
Yeah, having it right now.
Tripped up on my lines. I'm dyslexic, so sometimes.
Well, I'm less dyslexic.
Yeah, sometimes they're written just in a way where it's like, oh, that's not gonna go into my head, right?
So you got the gig of the movies, and that was the biggest. That was your biggest.
Is it hard for you to follow my ADD?
No.
Keep going back. Yes.
No.
All right, we're going back to the paid gigs.
I'm
right.
good. I'm
So
good.
there wasn't a long time, I guess. It was a couple of years of
We
doing a
could
lot
do all your independent non-paid gigs, but we don't have enough time for all the independent shit that we've done for free.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's a whole. That's
is a-
War and Peace. That's the War and Peace podcast. You know what I mean? All the shit we've done for free.
Oh,
That's
good Lord.
independent because it's
30
gonna win
years?
Sundance and it doesn't get in the fucking Columbus, Georgia Film Festival. It doesn't get. It's an all black film.
But
It doesn't
only-
go to Tuskegee. You know what I mean? Like they're like Tuskegee's like nah, dog.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Keep that shit. No,
We're good.
That's a white dude in the film, man. We don't
Yeah.
need a white dude in the film. Anyway, so your paid gig was the damn rollerblade WCW, which is awesome. I got to
Yes,
find that.
yeah.
I got to find that. It's got to be out there.
Please.
And I work for WCW too, but not that.
Not that bad.
No, I was a crew guy actually back
Oh,
in the
really?
day, which is when I learned wrestling was fake.
Oh,
It's real to me, but it's for real to me.
reals.
So your first paid gig besides that was the movie. Tell us about the movie. What's the movie?
My first paid gig in the flesh didn't pay.
It didn't.
No.
In the Flesh was an independent film. I'm not
yeah.
familiar. Okay.
In the Flesh was an independent film written by Ben Taylor, who was also a What guy.
Oh, okay.
Um,
But you said a SAG film after that.
the
What was that?
real reason.
Okay, and that was a real motion picture released in
It
theaters.
was an indie. It didn't get released in theaters. It got shelved. Talking about the WCW, Steve Borden was in it. Sting, the wrestler.
Oh, okay.
And he played a kind of a quirky, funny guy who was not very tough. And I think Judd was directing, and they asked, well, what would you do with another, $200,000? And he's like, oh man, I would do this, this, and this. And he got all excited, and they gave him the other $200,000. And what he didn't realize was they bought over 51% of the film
With that
by
too.
giving him that, and then they just shelved it.
Shady business once again. We're
Yeah,
talking about
I
acting.
thought it was going to be famous from it's a lead. I was a lead in a movie. I had fire engine red hair, which really washes my skin out. So I actually looked.
So they dyed it.
Irish. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ed Corbin played my big brother.
Okay. Who's that?
Ed's another actor.
Oh. Well, obviously, if he's working next to you, he's an actor.
I mean,
But we know him.
Could have been a wrestler. I
True.
guess,
Oh well,
in that.
yeah. But Sting is an
but
actor, I guess. No.
Yeah. Oh, Sting was actually fantastic in it. Steve was really good.
Yeah.
It was funny. The movie's very funny once I'm gone.
There's that syndrome.
much-
There's that
not so
syndrome
much before
poking
me.
its head out. It's poking its head out. All right. So, what was your first movie, TV show, something that everyone would have seen? Like I'll tell you, I don't remember the name of the movie. I can think of it. It was playing the traditional Southern asshole, of course, as all of them are. And I went to the theaters, Lenox Mall, and I took my best friend and his wife, and I think I took my wife, and we're sitting there, and I know I'm in the movie, and my fucking part comes up, and I have a line, and my head is as big as the fucking wall, it's all you've ever dreamed about, and you're like, oh my God, and I'm sitting there, and nobody in my group says shit. It's like they saw me, but they don't realize that it's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we go through the whole fucking movie, which wasn't a great movie. You know what I mean? And I was like, and it was probably only in the theaters for maybe 2 weeks. And I was like, waiting, I'm looking down the aisle, like, yeah. And
So they didn't know you.
No,
were.
dude, they didn't know I was in. I was trying to surprise them. Yeah, I was trying to surprise them. So when I remember, God, if I could remember the name of the movie, I could look up IMDb, but I'm not going to do it. But I remember sitting there like, oh, back in then, you didn't look online to go to a movie, whatever. This is 90, whatever. And we're sitting there looking at the damn thing above the box office. Should we go see this? What should we go see? I said, that movie, that one looks good. And I knew I was in it. I was like, that one. Like, yeah, I guess. Yeah, let's go see that one. Yeah, okay. $8 or whatever, $6, whatever it was,
And no one noticed you.
Go sit. I'm like, hell yeah. I got my Coke, my popcorn. I don't eat popcorn. But I was sitting there. I was like, yeah. And here comes my part. I know it's coming. I'm like, I could have been cut. I wasn't cut. There I am.
Did you
say my line? Maybe 2-3 lines. Words, not lines.
Yeah.
2 or 3 words. And
crickets?
And I'm looking like, are they going to say anything? And then I'm in the background. You can see me clearly, my whole body, not just like, oh, that guy looks like Ted. It's like my whole thing.
That's me.
And I'm like, waiting. I'm looking at my wife. I'm looking at my best friend, his wife. I'm like, nothing.
Did you sit there for the credits?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you make them sit for
Yeah.
credits?
Yeah. And then I was like, hey, I was
What
like,
does
y'all
that
remember
say?
that scene? They're like, yeah. I was like, that was me. They're like, I knew. Yeah, we knew it was you. I was like, bullshit, you didn't know it was me. And then there come the
Say
credits, you know,
anything.
like prisoner number 5 or whatever the fuck it was. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
All right. So
I didn't have the unrecognizable experience. I did have the Real Reason actually premiered at the Fox for the Atlanta Film Festival. It closed it out, and it was the Fox, and it was packed out.
this is a different movie
No, this is The Real Reason.
that they shelved,
Yes,
but they had a
but for the
premiere.
Atlanta Film Festival,
Okay.
they put it in. So
Red carpet.
Oh, red carpet.
Sting.
Took limos there.
Oh,
Yeah,
killer.
Steve's there. The whole thing. It's the Fox. The screen is just this absurdly massive screen.
Right.
And there are a lot of 2 shots in there. And, I know what I look like, especially now in the business. Like I'm kind of funny looking, like and even on camera, it's one of those like, and I've always known, pretty big nose on top of breaking it 7 times genetically. It's a pretty big nose. What I didn't realize was just how big my ears are. And when you're on a screen in a 2-shot that's that massive, and your ear, it's literally probably a 25-foot ear.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know how my performance was. I don't know anything about that. I sat there that entire time going, my God, they're huge. Look at those things. Like, I didn't know they were that big. Like, feeling them, like they're that big.
Like I'm trying to make you feel better. There's a guy that you may know who has, as an actor, at least me, and it's just my personality, very observant, like hyper observant. Like I see shit across the room. I'm like, like it's weird, like knife left boot, from Roadhouse. I'm that kind of guy. Like, I just know. George Clooney, biggest fucking ears you've ever seen in person, like grandfather ears. Your ears don't stop growing, neither does your nose. Exactly. They say.
I know,
but grandfather ears, man. George Clooney, most handsome, sexiest man, blah blah blah, right? Yeah. But you're like, damn, dude. Like I was with him for 3.5 weeks, and every time I get with him, like, damn, those are big ears, man. So your ears look good, man.
I do have a giant head, so.
All actors have big heads. We talked about this with Rob Praga. If you're a good actor, you got a big head. I mean, you got what size is your head?
It's not big this way. Oh. It's a normal size this way. Yeah. I have a football head.
Oh, you're saying
like long, an American football head? Yeah.
Okay. What is your hat though?
Circumference is like 7 1/8.
Oh,
7 3/4.
Something 7 5/8, bro.
Yeah.
7 5/8. Anybody want to send a hat? Any 5 viewers? I won't wear it. Anyway, I don't want to mess with the hair. Anyway, so dude,
me either.
You and Clooney, just think about it. Y'all have wonderful ears, man. I mean, you know what I mean? You have one of the sexiest body parts in a way that he has.
I don't know. I mean, you are trying to make me feel better.
No, he's the sexiest man alive, and he has big ass ears. I
see the skin.
Have big ass ears.
Exactly. And I'm
clearly not the sexiest man alive. Probably not the sexiest man in this room. But you might be third. Anyhow.
Fellas. Yeah,
all right. So after the big ear thing, what was your biggest part? What was the thing where you're like, fuck yeah? Besides that movie that got shelved, but like you were like, all right, I've made it. When this comes out or when this hits, I'm gonna make it.
Oh, Army Wives. For sure. Army Wives was like, all right, this is finally it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be somebody.
All right, what part did you play in Army Wives?
I played Ski. Leon Ski Wisniewski, Sergeant Ski.
Okay.
And I think I did 10 episodes.
Really?
Yeah, it was sadly still the longest, best run I've had.
All in Charleston?
Business. Yeah.
Yeah. I shot 2 episodes.
Yeah. And it was great because it was like I loved everybody on there. I was like, this is going to be it. Like this is and then I got blowed up off the show.
Oh, they didn't show your death?
Oh, I didn't die.
Oh, you said blowed up.
And I quote, funerals are way too expensive. We're not going to kill you. Because I would show up every day and go, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me off the show. Please don't kill me. And finally, one of the producers was like, we're not going to kill you off the show. Funerals are way too expensive. So I got injured off the show.
Really?
Yeah.
And just never came back.
No. It was the last season.
Oh, last season.
I got to, like, I think it was episode 2 or so. I was making way for a new guy to come in and take my place
Smaller ears.
with smaller ears.
So did you make good money on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, decent. You
It
were
was
happy?
nice. Yeah, I was ecstatic.
And you were staying there for 3-4 days at a time, a week at a time?
Exactly, yep.
No apartment, none of that. They
No,
just got your
I stayed
hotel.
at the hotel, but it
You
was,
go
like,
in
it
and
was
out.
right by the bridge that I used to love to run on.
Yeah, going to
Yeah, it was great.
Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant. Yeah.
I love Charleston.
Oh yeah,
love
me
Mount
too.
Pleasant.
It was all, and it was Charleston. Yeah, like it was. I really felt like this is it. I arrived.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
yeah. I did 2 episodes on Army Wives, and I was a military spouse, right? And so to me, I was like, okay, this is going to be good, whatever. And 2 episodes, blah blah blah. So I go and I'm in the cocktail room or in a room. We're having tea, like it was old Southern. The show was about an old Southern Army base or whatever it was, right? And so we're having traditional tea, and it's all women. And Rhoda was there, Rhoda Griffiths, and
so great. Love her.
so many other like people that you would know and see the scene. Anyway, I realized I'm the only guy, but I'm an Army spouse. All of our spouses are overseas deployed, so we have a support group and we have like a foundation. And this is the theory, right? So I like, how can I part? I said, yeah. So I go to the producer and I go, hey, one of the producers, obviously not the top guy, he wouldn't speak to me, but somebody on set that, his dad was somebody. Anyway, I said, hey man, here's what we need to do. Here's what we need to do. Make me gay. Assume that my spouse is a dude in Iraq or Afghanistan, and then we can parlay that into like a fucking 5-season run. I'll be the first gay character on Fox, or what was it? Fox? I think it was Fox.
Lifetime.
Lifetime. WB. Was it Lifetime? It's Lifetime.
Lifetime,
Yeah. And I was like, do it. And anyway, so 2 episodes. I fucked up. Yeah, it was gone.
Was that the second episode that you did that?
Probably.
They were like,
probably.
yeah, this.
I did fuck up. That was probably one of the most embarrassing moments of my acting career. I had this long monologue. I was giving a speech at the foundation, and they had probably 80. It was a table, like tables of people. The main characters up front, of course, tons of cameras, probably 8 or 10 cameras, and they had filled in the whole banquet room with about 80 people. And I get up to give my speech, and I get about 2 lines into it, and I fucking freeze. I froze, and
it's the worst.
It was the worst, man. To this day,
yeah.
And that was 20 years ago. To this day, it pisses me off. And Rhoda's over there looking at me, and other people are looking at me, and I know she remembers it. And we'll hopefully have her on the show if she does podcasts. Maybe it's not her thing. And but anyway, dude, to this day, I can't get over. I have that syndrome where I'm like, what a worthless piece of shit, man. And they were fine because they kept just shooting B-rolls and shots of people because it was just them, their reactions. And then we did the second take, and I was better. I still fucked up a little bit. And then the third take, nailed it. But the first take, I froze. And I didn't have a sheet in front of me. I didn't have anything.
It's the people. It's like the group of people, having that many people there.
Yeah.
Because I stopped doing live gigs. So,
because of that?
Yeah. I went up. You want to talk about frozen. So I started doing live gigs for the Greenville Scottish Games as a Burns impressionist. So Robert Burns, the Scottish poet.
I thought you were going to say Chris Burns.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, I pretended to be Chris Burns. Like, who? So I would go up and do these. I would recite Burns poetry. So my very first time to go up there, and I'm reciting Burns poetry, and my buddies are like, it's not even really English. It's like almost Middle English. So it's like, "Therefore your own soncy face, great chief to know the poon maze, but the money take a place, paint type, and thought well where you are grace as long as my autumn." It's not English. It's kind of halfway there. And so I go, and my buddy's like, dude, I mean, how hard do you have to study it? Like, I mean, it doesn't need to sound, just make Scottish sounds. The very first performance I had, a room full of Burns scholars. 300 Burns scholars. And now I'm terrified with stage fright anyway when I'm around like groups of people. That's why I like film. Fine. Put the camera there. No problem. I'm talking to you. Good. If I have to talk to the camera or there are people out there, I'm like, oh God, no. I walk up there and I look at everybody and totally froze. Couldn't think of the first fucking line of
Really?
the thing. And they're staring at me, and I went, forgot the first line. And everyone laughed. And then they stopped laughing. And I still couldn't remember the first line of this
I
friggin'
forgot
poem.
the second one too.
No sheet of paper, no
Yeah,
nothing.
had
And I'm
nothing.
sitting there, and it finally came to me. Like, I mean, it had to be a minute.
Felt like it. It's probably like
It
20
felt
seconds.
like eternity, whatever
Yeah.
it was. But and it finally came to me, and I kid you not, I did like a 3-page Burns poem in like 30 seconds. I was like, where are you going, you crawling fit? The Empress protects the sail, I cannot say, but Eastern Rayleigh or Gauze and Lace or Faith and Fear, down the sparely and sick a plate. I mean, I just
Cruised it.
bye.
Dude, that is fucking crazy. Dude, wow. All right, so you thought that was gonna make it. They cut you off the show.
Yeah.
They didn't even give you a death scene. You just
Or a
disappear.
funeral.
You just disappear because
Yeah,
they're too expensive.
they referred to me a few times later.
Oh, they did?
Oh yeah, like
Oh, that's
oh, he's in Germany in the hospital. Like
Did you have a wife on the show?
I did.
Yeah.
Gisela,
Okay.
Alyssa, she was wonderful. It was
Okay.
awesome.
Cool. And when you got back home, talk about how depressed you were that you didn't have a gig anymore. Because that's how we go through it, man. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
that's
how it is, highs and lows.
And it was a while. I worked a little bit kind of right after, like, I was like, I booked Homeland, so I had like little spots and little things that I worked again, but it wasn't, then you're looking for it. It was pretty down. Not as bad so when I booked Ozark, because it was so well written, and I mean a lot
But
of
dude, we're jumping ahead a long way. There's a big gap between.
No,
Between
it's only
Army Wives and Ozark.
8 years ago was Army
Ozark?
Wives.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I met Brunetti maybe 9 years ago.
Seems like forever ago.
Yeah, it was 2013 when I met Brunetti. So that was my first season on it. So 2014 was when I got killed off.
Really?
Of it.
I would think
And
it's
then Ozark's a long time ago now.
Really?
I mean, I shot Ozark, I think, in 2015.
I remember that. So you were in Ozark. You were the cheesy strip club.
Yeah, Bobby Dane.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
But
was it cool being on set with all the boobs?
I'm always uncomfortable with that stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of awkward.
But it was still cool.
I mean, I don't dislike boobs.
Right? Who does?
Right?
Ron White, the comedian. Once you've seen one boob, you want to see them all.
Yeah, I was like, is he going to say you've seen them all? Because no,
Oh, you want to see them all.
Yeah, most of that stuff was a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But not bad. They actually cut my favorite line. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say this, but
Why would you not be able to say it? Was
'Cause they
Ozark going
cut
to
it.
sue us?
that's true. Yeah, and they cut it,
Yeah,
and they
fuck
had
them.
it. They wrote it, so it was my
And they
favorite.
never cast me, so fuck them.
favorite. Yeah, you can say what you want then.
Yeah, fuck Ozark.
So I got the monologue, and I went, "Oh my god!" I saw this line. I was like, "I have to say this line on camera." Like I was like, "Oh please God, let me book this." It's my favorite gross, disgusting line I've ever heard in my life. So I'm referring to my pregnant stripper, and I'm like, now she wants to go out in that parking lot, let somebody tickle that kid's fontanelle. I ain't got no problem with it, but I want my 15%. And I was like, this is the great. And now I know why they cut it, because Bobby Dean don't know what the fuck a fontanelle is.
Because I don't either. What's a fontanelle?
It's a soft spot on a baby's head.
Oh, that's it.
So
The spot
tickle
that
this
doesn't-
kid's
Yeah, no, I get the part. I knew that.
fontanelle.
Yeah. I understand that. I'm that dirty. I get that. I just didn't know what a fontanelle. It's the soft spot where the crown forms. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. If you poke on it really hard, it'll
Yeah.
mess them up around 8th grade.
Yeah. Probably.
Is that what happened?
Might have been.
Yeah. No, I think
No, I'm gonna blame it on something.
The 7 broken noses.
The
I think you got
concussions,
other issues. Yeah.
A buddy of mine said we probably had about 60 concussions.
Yeah.
At soccer. I was like, I didn't have 60 concussions. He goes, oh, really? Really? You didn't? You don't think you did? Really?
Yeah.
How many times did you play when it rained? Like 3-4 times a year. How many times did the ball take on water? Every time. How many times you had the shit out of that ball? Every time. How many times you have a headache the next day? Every time. He goes, yeah, those are concussions, dude.
Yeah, probably so.
Great.
That's fucking crazy.
Great.
All right, who is the coolest? And cool is a weird word, but who's the best, coolest, awesomest person you work with as an actor? Can be a director, can be another actor, can be whoever.
Yeah. I want to say maybe it's probably Anthony Hopkins,
Yeah.
or Tom Hanks. Because
Okay.
Anthony Hopkins, I didn't really get to work. Like I didn't have scenes with him, but I was around him a lot.
So you're like a fanboy.
I was total fanboy. Oh my god, and he's amazing. He
And
just
what was this for?
a movie called Solace.
Solace. Okay. All right. So
Um,
tell us that story.
So he's I was a
He's
SWAT
big
team
into fava
commander.
beans.
Into fava beans.
He loves fava.
He's so soft spoken, so nice. Like he went around. So my extras, I had like a team of SWAT team. Half of them were just extras, and excuse me, and half of them actual like military, police, SWAT guys, like alpha male, like cool,
Right.
like guys. He went around and introduced himself to everybody. Like, Tony, like, no, you're not. You're Sir Anthony Hopkins. Like, you're knighted. Like, he was pretty awesome. And we were on split, so he's like not sleeping much. He's probably, I don't know how old he was at the time, but
Is he still alive?
he's still alive.
Yes. I don't know. Why is that
Dude, bite your tongue. Don't even say that. Oh,
He's gonna die soon.
no, shut up. Shut your
Saying, we're all
cake.
gonna
He is
die.
never
We're all
going to
gonna
die.
and he's closer than us.
He is-
Maybe high blood pressure.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Maybe not you.
And then what about Tom Hanks? How'd you meet him?
So Tom Hanks was a movie called Sully, and
Yeah, about the pilot.
yeah, and Clint Eastwood directed. So
Oh yeah.
I literally sat there with Wilbur Fitzgerald,
Yeah, sure.
and it was giddy. I like that the whole time. Like that's Tom Hanks. It's Clint Eastwood right there. That was a little bit of a starstruck. I unlocked a life goal with him too. At one point, he was laughing so hard he had to turn away from camera, and I was like,
You did it. You made him.
I've beat the game.
You
I beat
broke
the
him?
game. I
You
can die
broke him?
tomorrow.
So you had a scene with him.
And yeah, and
Several.
no.
I saw the movie. What'd you do?
Yeah, I'm Johnny the drunk in the bar, play
Okay.
like a guy from South. He was all drunk and just laughing, just kind of cracking up the whole time. But and Clint, my kid was sick at school, and he's calling me, and I'm like, oh, I can't. And then finally he get in touch with my wife. My wife calls me, and I'm like, you got him? And she's like, yeah, I got him. And I went, good. And I look up, and I'm like, I gotta go. And I put the phone down, and Clint Eastwood goes, I was about to start recording that conversation.
He said that.
Yeah. I was like, sorry, you put that way.
So he was a little pissed, a little miffed.
No, he wasn't miffed at all. He was just
Being Clint.
laughing. Yeah.
Yeah. And at that point, he had to be almost 80. I remember when he was here filming that.
He was, it's funny. I actually got the opportunity to work with him twice, and he looked rough during Sully. Like he had somebody around him 24/7 kind of helping him.
Yeah.
And then I worked with him on the mule. He looked great. Nobody was helping him. He had dropped weight. He seemed physically healthy and all
Kombucha.
there. And it's kombucha. He's kombucha in it.
Kombucha.
Kombucha.
It's totally different than kombucha.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that when you put like a shot of vodka in there
Yeah,
in your
maybe.
kombucha?
Maybe. All right. Conversely, and you don't have to answer it, but I'd like you to. Who's the biggest prick you ever worked with? Yeah.
Ooh.
Come on.
Ooh.
And if it's the same one, I'll jump in. But if not, I'll just leave you out to dry. Only 5 people are watching this, and they're all in this room.
I'm trying to think of who
Here's the thing. I feel if you're an asshole, especially in this business, you
Should
need
be
to be
called
you
out
shouldn't
about
be
it.
an asshole.
Yeah, no,
There's no
100%
reason.
agree.
We're living our dream.
And I don't get it.
I don't either.
I will say,
It's a bad dream, but we're living it.
and I am actually not going to name this guy,
Okay.
but I will tell the story.
Sure.
I was on an indie film years ago, and this guy's like, he's a B-level star.
Mhm.
He's not an A-level star. And he's meh as an actor. He's
Right.
okay.
Right.
He's not the worst. He's
Right.
certainly not the best. And I was the maitre d' at this. I started out like 4 different roles in this movie. Like I'm the maitre d', and then I'm the soap star on the TV station. Like it's a local TV station, and then I'm also on the hunting show, and then I'm also on the something else, and I wound up getting completely cut out of the movie. All the roles. It was pretty funny, but I'm the maitre d', and I'm flamboyant. I am like I got a midriff on, like I am flamboyantly gay. And I am telling this guy about the specials and hitting on him the whole way to the table. And it's a ways, like I'm going here and through here and leading him through the restaurant and then sitting him down and continuing the conversation. You know, it's a big wide, it's a big shot. And we go through the first take, and the director, Lisa France, sweetheart, comes over and she goes, okay, sorry, we're going to have to do another one. And this guy goes, another one? And I started laughing. You know, it's
Just
like,
thought he's fucking with
like almost like, this is what we do. Almost,
Right.
this is why we're here.
7, 8
takes.
takes. Right.
Exactly. And so I laugh, and he goes, and he shoots me this look like he's trying to burn holes through me. So I'm like, oh, okay, I guess he was serious. And he was just that guy the rest of the entire,
Pissed off at you.
just bitching and whining and complaining about every single, having to do any take a second time. And it's like, you're not fucking Brendan Gleeson.
Right.
Dude, if you're Brendan Gleeson, hey man, you can do whatever you want. You are, in my opinion, one of the best actors on the planet. Say whatever you want. You're not even better than a lot of the guys who are here right now.
Right. And you're on independent
Shut
film.
up. Yeah.
Shooting
exactly.
in Atlanta. Like
Yeah.
you hadn't made it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, he was, like I said, he was a
People knew him.
B-level star.
Yeah.
He was a series regular on a show at the time.
Damn it, we're close. We were that close.
What? That's
No,
that's awesome. I mean, I just don't want to get like,
it doesn't matter. You don't have to name anybody. I don't know this guy, but I did a show. I did so you mentioned Sopranos earlier. What is the guy's, and it's not him. This guy was nice. The guy speaking of noses, Big Nose, who played
Christopher.
Francoli or something.
Something.
Yeah. Anyway,
ends with a vowel.
yes, of course, Italian, and he's done a lot of stuff. And this was a show here in Atlanta. We shot the pilot. Can't remember what it was called, but it took off for one season, I think, on WB or Fox or something. But anyway, there was an actor there, and he was playing one of the detectives, and it was the pilot, like I said, and after it was over, I looked him up, and I actually at that point had more credits than him. You know what I mean? But he was from New York, and he was a better actor because if you live in New York or LA, you're a much better actor than anywhere else in the country. It doesn't matter. Just by moving there, you're a much better actor and deserve more pay and deserve better benefits and bigger trailers. Anyway, I digress. And I wake up, and so we're getting to, and anyway, so I'm there, and something happened, and we're shooting the first scene, and I was playing security guard, and like I said, just a pilot shit, and he was one of the mains, of course, and something happened, and he didn't do the line right, or didn't do it right, or something, you know, and just me being outgoing, whatever, I'm standing right next to him, we're in the scene together, I had a line, I wasn't just a background, I had lines, of course, and I said, yeah, man, you know, I said, man, just do it like blah, 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 you know, something like that. I didn't give him a line read, but I was like, I was equating it to something, you know what I mean? By the way, line reads, when actors say that's such bullshit. Tell me as a director how you want me to fucking say this, and I'll say it just like that. You know what I mean? I'm not offended. Tell me.
I'm a very good parrot.
Right.
I'm an excellent parrot.
Tell me, and it'll fucking be exactly how you want it. Anyway, so I said, yeah, man, you know, just do it, because he couldn't get it, you know? And I was like, dude, do it like, you know, so-and-so, or blah, blah. I was trying to help him out.
Yeah.
And he goes, nah, dog. I ain't the one. And I was like, you ain't the one? What the fuck does that mean?
Does that mean
you're an old man? I'll whip your ass, dude. Like, I was like, I ain't the one either, mother. I didn't say that. I was like, you know not to, you don't want to get kicked off set, and you're such a pussy when it comes to being an Atlanta actor. It's like, oh God, like everybody, but I was like, dude, fuck you. In my mind, I was like, I'm not trying, I don't know who
trying
you
to
are.
help you.
And now I look for him,
Yeah.
as it should be. All actors that are assholes, usually, it takes a matter of time, but at the end,
they
they're
disappear.
gone. They're done.
Yeah.
They don't work.
It is a relationship
Yeah.
business. It really is.
And he was so mad that this fucking guy who's a security guard who had more credits than him, and
would try to help.
Yeah, just trying to help because
I mean,
we're on like
yeah,
take
exactly.
9 and the director's
Yeah.
not getting what he wanted. I was like, dude, I got an idea. I didn't say that, but
Yeah.
that was the gist.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, I ain't the one. I'm like, well, clearly, because
Yeah,
you
you should do
fucking
it like
got
that.
cast and you suck. You are not the one. They should re-fucking cast it because
Oh,
you're
God.
fucking terrible. Anyway, so
People can definitely be assholes in this business. It's tough when, like Chaz Palminteri's father had this quote, and I was like, that's still one of my favorites. Money makes a bad man worse and a good man better. And it's like, it's kind of the same with fame and whatever, modicum of fame people get. Like, if people are doing it to get famous,
yeah,
like that's, you got to really have a pretty good idea you're an asshole.
yeah.
If that's why you,
Or you're just stupid.
yeah, exactly. I
'Cause
just want to be famous.
You're not gonna get
Because
like,
it's all it is too, is it's like, it's a bunch of uncomfortable, awkward conversations with people you don't know.
Yeah.
Like after Ozark, I had tons of people coming up to me like, oh, you're that guy. Yeah. At least I will say Ozark was a little more comfortable than Army Wise was, because people would come up and say, oh, you're the guy in Army Wise. And I'd be like, yeah.
what happened to you?
Okay. No, but it was like, most of the time they weren't like, oh, I love that show. Like Ozark, people were like,
Oh yeah.
oh, you were on
People
Ozark.
loved Ozark.
Oh man, I fucking love that show.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
great. Like they did. They liked the show,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it made it a little more comfortable.
And I don't remember your character in what's it called?
Army Wise.
Army Wise, and you don't remember mine, so it's okay. But I was the gay character. Anyway,
for
but
5 seasons.
but everyone remember that Bobby. What's his name?
Bobby Dean. Yeah,
That's a fucking great character.
yeah.
right?
It
That's
was.
some
It
meat,
was,
right?
Yeah, it was.
Did you after you got? It was 2 episodes, 3. Ozark?
3?
3.
Yeah.
And I saw them all, and you were floating. That's a great death
Yeah.
scene too, floating by the damn dock there. Did you walk around town with your shirt unbuttoned down to your navel, just
absolutely.
just to grab
Just
people's
to-
attention?
Yeah, I hope.
You should have.
And my little, if you probably didn't notice this,
Uh-huh.
but I sure did every time it came on,
Your
because I didn't
ears.
know I
it
was.
was your ears.
No, not the ears. Even better, more fun one. Because I didn't know I was going to be walking around with my shirt off, and I'm I'm a Jew. I'm an Ashkenazi Jew. A little hairy.
Yeah.
So I had shaved a little hole for my mic
Ah,
in my chest hair. Then all of a sudden I was
they didn't need it.
no. All of a sudden I'm walking around
Right.
with my shirt open.
But they didn't have a
it was-
mic there.
No, the mic was for the days before
Right.
when I was working. And yeah, it worked great. But then all of a sudden I'm walking with my
And you got a
shirt open
circle.
and I have a little
I don't think anybody noticed it.
chest hair hole.
If they would have noticed, they would have fucking
Yeah.
glued some fake hair
Yeah,
to that
yeah.
spot.
No,
They would have had.
nobody cares. I just see it
Makeup.
every time it come on. I'm like, huh, that's pretty funny. Look right there. But I've had some fun. I've had some really fun, kind of sort of getting recognized stories,
Oh,
because
cool.
it's now it's like before it was like my wife would be like, why is that person staring at you? I'm like, tell them to piss off. And
Probably from the A6 campaign.
oh, definitely. Why are they staring at my crotch? They're
Right.
staring at your crotch. So now it's like, oh, I kind of have a good idea. Like they're trying to figure out, because for so long, you have that face now, because you've been in the business this long as well. Like that people are like, how? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How do I know him? I don't know what it is. How
Gay
do I know him? Yeah.
Edward Penis Hands.
So I'm walking through Costco. This is great. Walking through Costco, and this old guy walks by me, and he's giving me the look. He's giving me the like, yeah, I know this guy. And we
You by
walked
yourself?
through. Yeah, I'm just by myself. This guy's by himself, and like 100-year-old man. He's walking through, and then we loop around, and you're in the grocery store, so you keep bumping into him. So the second time he's walking through, and he's really looking at me this time. So third time, same aisle, and he's got his phone out, and he's doing this. And he's doing this as he walks up to me. So I stop and I just wait. And he goes, I got to ask. I said, yes.
You look a lot like this guy.
He says, are you John Smoltz? No, I'm not John Smoltz. And he goes, huh? And
Yeah.
he shows me the picture of John Smoltz. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go, oh, you're right. My bad. I
I am.
am John Smoltz.
I am.
But he shows this thing to me and he says, And this was actually like maybe 6 months ago. And he shows the thing, and he says, I said, this is a first. And he goes, really? He said, who do people usually think you are? And I said, I'm kind of a character actor. People usually think I'm me. And he
Don't
goes,
use that term.
he goes, oh, character actor.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. I hate
Okay.
that. I hate that. Go ahead.
But he goes, oh, and just
Keeps walking.
turns around and walks away. I'm still there like, what has just happened?
I had just done something big. I can't remember what it was. And I go into Home Depot because every actor has a second job. That's fucking third job. I'm in Home Depot all the time doing home improvement stuff. And I get up to the counter or whatever. And the girl goes, she does me. And she's like, how you doing? I was like, good. And she goes, I know you. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. It's from whatever I just did, whatever movie or what a TV show, I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. She goes, yeah, I recognized you when you came in. I was like, oh, that's great. Yeah, cool. I was like, yeah. And I had to ask, I'm like, what? So what was it from? Thinking, okay, it could be any, several things. Not a lot, but several things. Not a lot over a long time. And she goes, you're in the forklift training video.
Yes.
Because I do a lot of home training videos.
Exactly.
Dude, my fucking ego couldn't get any lower, man. I was like, yeah, I do
that
a
was
lot
a
of
big
your
one for
training
me.
videos. Yeah.
That was a big one for me.
Did you happen to catch the chemical cleanup one? I did that one too. I don't know. Scissor lift? Are you proficient on a scissor lift? Because I can tell you how. I also did the corporate one where the corporate jets, but you're not part of corporate Home Depot, so therefore you won't see that one. I was like, fuck. I was so excited, man.
I did Chick-fil-A's.
Oh, see,
I was Mortimer Fisk, the manager of the Circus Burger, so it used to happen to me all the time.
see, Chick-fil-A would never hire me, man. I think they saw the horns sticking out of my hair at the top.
Well, I was the bad guy.
No, but they wouldn't. I've been to their compound. It is a compound.
Yeah,
I've been there 4 or 5 times, and it's awkward. It's like you're in. It's like, what was the Jim Jones where they drink all the fluids and all, and they die, or they're all. What was the guy where they wore the Nikes? Everybody had the same Nikes and covered themselves with the sheets. Anyway, Chick-fil-A is kind of like that. That's because you go in there. No, it wasn't that. No, where they it's not the KKK. Where they laid down and they put the sheets over themselves and they all had on the Chicano Nikes. Dude, you got to know the guy was white hair and the damn aliens were going to come down and grab them and they had to drink the. Yeah. Cult. Everybody knows it. Don't worry. You don't have to know. Everybody else will know.
Sorry, the Scientology guy?
No. No, something else. No. And now you'll never work for Tom Cruise, so you just fucked yourself on that. Anyway,
oh no,
but
like they were going to cast him and put him in a scene with me. How you doing? What's going on, Tommy?
That's the second time you'll never work for him. But anyway, that's all right. Don't worry about it. But yeah, man, they wouldn't hire me at Chick-fil-A, but they walked around hugging each other and they had all name tags and they were like, it was really weird and has a cool car collection and Remingtons, those statues, those were cool.
Yeah, he's got a Batmobile.
He had a Batmobile, one
sweet.
of the Batmobiles. He had a bunch of cool shit. And it is a compound. It's really weird. But they never hired me, so I fucking don't eat their chicken anymore. Fuck them. Anyway, I do.
Good for your blood pressure anyway.
I do. I lie. Of course I do. Chicken's awesome.
I miss their frosted coffee.
You got to stop, dude. You only die
so
once,
good.
Yodo.
So good. Yeah, I know. I just don't want it to be over this minute.
You can't control it. I might go crazy and kill everybody in this room. Anyway, so I am already crazy. Who is your favorite actor of all time?
Brendan Gleeson.
Okay.
Hands down. My son and I both, like, we are in awe of the Gleeson family. They're just so fucking talented.
Like Jackie?
No.
Oh.
No, do you not know who Brendan Gleeson is?
No, I do. I was joking.
Okay.
Jackie Gleason's one of the best actors.
Jackie
of all
Gleason?
Time. Yeah.
To the moon.
Yeah. Well, no, I was thinking more Buford T. Justice. But anyway, you never say character actor. There's two things you never say. And I get pissed off about this.
Apparently.
My mom has passed away. She used to tell me rule of thumb. People would say, it's a good rule of thumb.
No, I know the basis of character.
Yeah, people don't know the rule of thumb.
Yeah, no, it's
rule of thumb was medieval times. You could beat your wife.
Medieval.
Right. But I just like to say it makes you sound smarter. You could beat your wife with a stick no bigger than your thumb.
No, exactly.
On the public streets.
No wider than your thumb.
Correct. Circumference.
Yeah.
Around.
I got a long thumb.
Right.
That
length was not matter.
That would hurt.
Thickness,
no, it's the width.
Thickness.
Yeah,
so that one pisses me off when people say that, and I try to tell them and educate them. Character actor. There's no story behind it, but fucking an actor's an actor, right?
Yeah.
Brad
Okay.
Pitt's a character actor.
He's
Your
he does.
your
It's
ear
not-
buddy,
I'll give
your
you
ear buddy's a character actor. Every
Oh,
time
right.
they act, they're playing a character. To say character actor to me makes it somewhat second class, makes it above background or extras or whatever you want to call them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a character. Bullshit. You're an actor. And that's what you should be. You're an actor and only an actor, not a character actor.
Okay.
Everyone is a fucking character.
I will agree with that point.
No, well, yeah.
The way I use it.
Okay, let me
is
stop you
to-
there. Let me stop you there. It's not about. It's not. It's not up for
This
debate.
is the Ted
it's just
show,
not.
isn't
No.
it?
It's
It's
called
not the Adam show, right? Sorry.
Scale plus Ted. My point is, it's not up for debate. This is not a fucking. This is not. It's not a. It's a fucking. I'm telling you.
You will not use this word.
No, you can use it if you want to sound ignorant and stupid, but it is not to be used. Like character actor, everyone's a character. Top leading man. Let's say your boy Sean Connery, because I know you love Scottish, right?
Okay.
Character actor.
Yeah, no, I definitely would not say he's a character actor.
Correct.
He's
an
nothing but
actor.
a league.
He's an actor.
Yeah.
You are not a character actor, Adam Boyer. You're an actor. He plays a character and you play a character.
I understand what you're saying.
No, that's it.
I wasn't
That's it.
befuddled.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
I
That's
was
it.
not baffled by
That's
the
it.
words that were coming out
Tell
of
me
your
about
mouth.
Gleason. What's your favorite role he's ever played? I mean, what do you like about him?
He has incredible voice control, so much so that I was watching him in 28 Days Later, and he changed not just the dialect he was using, but the register of his voice. And I'm looking at him on screen, and I've been a fan of his. Like, he's been my favorite actor for years and years. And I'm staring at him on screen, and I'm like, I have to look it up. It doesn't sound like him. It just doesn't sound like. Maybe it's not him. And of course it was him. Any dialect. Taylor of Panama, he was an Hispanic drunk. Cold Mountain, he was an Appalachian fiddle player. Braveheart, he was a Scottish. I mean, like, any dialect, anything, he's just completely transformative. I mean, even in the Harry Potter series, and he's Mad Eye Moody. I mean, he's just fucking brilliant. He's just definitely that's a thing to aspire to, in my opinion. I love layering my work. So to try to live up to that, adding each new thing to create a character. Can I use the word character?
Sure.
But
Everyone is a character
to
actor.
create a role or something like that. It's funny because Judson Vaughn hated the word character in general. He was like, no, it's a different side of self. So you guys have that in common.
Did you argue with him?
I did not. I didn't use the word around him, so I will try not to use it around. That's why I asked for permission to use the.
Thank you.
Can I say it
Everyone's
this
a
way
character
around
actor.
you?
Everyone's a character actor. You portray a character. It dumbs it down to be like, oh, well, this guy, he's an actor. This guy, character actor.
I wasn't using it that way.
Fuck
though.
him. Yeah, but it's kind of how it comes. Not you. I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
wrong. Just fuck everybody.
Yeah.
You're an actor. You know what I mean? You're an
Yes.
actor. Be a fucking actor.
This is true. I'm an actor.
That's right. Yeah, or that. All right. Besides that guy, who, if anybody, dead or alive, would you like to hang out with and drink a beer? It doesn't have to be actors.
Oh, okay.
You can't drink beer anymore. Let's assume you can.
Yeah. Let's pretend.
By the way, he's not an alcoholic. Doesn't have an issue. He's not in therapy. Had a little blood pressure
Has an issue.
Doesn't drink beer anymore.
Bit of a issue, but
Yeah.
Good question. I'm going to go with another actor. Just
It doesn't have
kind
to
of
be.
to pick his. Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
realize this, but Mahershala
Yeah.
Ali.
Yeah.
God, is he fucking fantastic?
Yeah.
And you got to work with
I
him.
did.
Didn't you?
I didn't
Yeah.
have a scene with him, but I did meet him a couple of days, and I think I told this story on a podcast before, but I'll tell it again because that's what old men do. They tell the stories over and over, and just have to act like
We're getting there.
all right there. So yeah, I did a scene, of course, with Viggo Mortensen. Mahershala Ali is sitting in the front row of this theater at Tulane University, and he's watching the scene, and blah blah blah. And the scene goes on, do it great, lay love it. And then I'd already told Viggo they wanted me to cut my hair, and they were abusing me as an actor, which they do a lot, right? Yeah. And they're like, so Viggo saw me, my hair was too close to his. This is a good story. My hair was too close to his. I was also supposed to be imposingly bigger than Viggo, and I was about 2 inches taller, so I wasn't 8 inches taller, 10 inches
Right.
taller. So they put me on an apple box and made me bigger. But he didn't like my hair, and so without anything, they
Vigo did.
Yeah. Vigo was like, his hair's too close to mine. They're gonna mistake him. He's supposed to be a redneck, and I'm an Italian from New York. He looks Italian, you know, kind of that. We look greaser. We look the same. So the nice little hair lady walks me back to the trailer. She goes, "Okay, they've solved it." I said, "Oh, good, good." And she goes, "Yeah, we're just going to give you a buzz cut. We're just going to give you a flat top." I was like, Now, what's funny about that is that
Now,
probably
Yeah, like do people who listen to this know that, like, no,
right. Well, that's what I was going to say. That
Yeah.
like probably 90% of the actors that got this role would have been like, "Oh, okay, yeah,
go ahead and cut it.
Oh, go
I mean,
yeah,
I
fucking
would've, but
cut my balls off, whatever,
Yeah.
you know, shove a stick up my ass, whatever, you know. I just want to be
Yeah.
on set. I want to be in a movie. Fuck
Yeah.
that. I was like, no, no, I won't look good with a flat
Yeah.
top. I never wanted a
Put a
flat
hat
top in
on
my
me.
life. I'm not gonna fucking
Yeah.
wear a flat top. I said no. I'm currently shooting a TV show called The Walking Dead. I said I can't do it. Contractually obligated. Total fucking lie. I was already dead on The Walking Dead, but I was like, I can't do it, you know. And I said, I'm not doing it.
good for
And I
you.
said, listen, if y'all want to cast somebody else, I totally understand. I said, I'll go home. You know, I appreciate the thought. Blah 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 blah. And so
Good for you.
she's like, oh, okay. She just expected
yeah,
lonely
Us to be
actor from
like
Atlanta. Oh,
Atlanta.
yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
exactly.
Yeah, I'll shave your head
cut
bald.
it away,
Yeah.
dye it purple.
You're gonna look
Yeah.
great. Yeah, it's 1950s, a flat
Yeah.
top. You're a redneck with a flat top. No,
Yeah.
bitch, give me some money.
Yeah,
Now consider it. It's got to be.
yeah,
It's got to be thousands of dollars for me to cut my hair because that's gonna. I'll only get flat top rolls for the next 6 months till it
Yeah,
grows
that's-
out. You know. And so she leaves and leaves me there. I'm like, oh, here we go. I just got fired. You know, that's cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. And I really didn't. And Vigo comes in. Hey man, hey, what's going on? I said, you know, I told him I can't do it, Vigo. You know, and I said, I'm on The Walking Dead. You on The Walking Dead? Yeah. I said, yeah. My fucking girlfriend's kid loves that fucking show. Yeah. Like, so he starts talking, right? This is part of the story. And so I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you're
He
fast
said, yeah,
friends.
great. Yeah. He said, oh, fuck yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah. Look, just push his hair up into like a flat top with a bunch of gel and mousse and makeup. Yeah, okay. Shot the scene, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's over. Peter Farrelly comes over, who I've worked with him several times. A great guy.
it's awesome.
Says it was wonderful, blah, blah, blah. And Vigo's like, hey, Ted, can I get a picture? I'm like, I was like, now you're fucking with me. Who is fucking with me? Where? All right, this is fucked up. It's because I wouldn't cut my hair. Y'all being dicks, man. And I was like, yeah. I never get pictures of anybody. I just
Yeah.
don't want to do that. And he goes, Marshall, come here, man. Come here. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. So he walks up, he goes, hey, meet Ted Huckabee, man. Great guy. He's on The Walking Dead, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, Marshall. Like, hey, man, nice to meet you. It was a great scene. Yeah, cool. Blow smoke up my ass. Yeah, great. I was like, yeah, great. Hey, Marshall, here, take our picture. I was like, dude, you have got, this is fucked. And he had already won the Academy. And I was like, or he's nominated. I can't remember if he won it, but he has won it, but I think he had already won it. And I'm like, dude, fuck off, man. Like, I wanted to be like, because I'm street smart. I want to be like, you know what? Fuck you and fuck you, both of y'all. Peter, get these fuck you, Peter. You know, I knew Peter, yeah. But he wanted a picture for his kid. And so I was like, anchor man. I didn't know what to do with my hands. I was like, do I put my arm around Vigo? Do we hold hands, interlope? Do we fucking, I didn't know, you know? So I'm sitting there and surreal. I'm like, all right, Academy Award winner has Vigo's phone. He's taking a picture of me and Vigo that Vigo asked for. And
Can you text that
and for
to
his
me,
kid.
Vigo?
Yeah. And I'm 174 on the Walking Dead call sheet, you know. I had a good run.
I was about to say that show though,
But it
the
had every
fans-
actor in it from
Yeah.
they had tons of characters.
But the fans of that show
Oh, yeah.
were a completely
Oh, yeah.
different level
Oh, yeah.
of fandom.
So that was my Mahershala story, but a great guy, and they did great in that film. Apparently, it won some award.
Oh,
I'm still waiting.
I don't know
for
if you've
my copy.
seen it or not. It's fantastic.
I have not seen it.
Oh, it's so
If you don't believe me,
fucking
ask my
good.
wife.
Man, I didn't see Sully.
I saw Sully. You watch my films, I'll watch your films and tell you how good they are.
Deal.
Yeah, Sully sucked.
Um,
Anyway, so
well, you didn't remember my role,
Just-
so I'm assuming
well, I
it
did
wasn't
not.
me that ruined it.
I did not. Well, I was miffed because I was like, this just happened. They're already making a movie about it. This happened like a year and a half ago. Yeah, we know what happened. Let it die a little bit, then we won't know.
I didn't
He
know.
crashes in the
hut.
Hudson, bird strike, and everybody gets out.
Yeah.
I saw it live on the news. I don't need to watch the movie. But I like Tom Hanks. Anyway, so
He's an Aston Villa fan.
What is that?
which is they're doing well right
Is that
now.
a soccer team?
Yeah, EPL. So they're not. They're usually not a good team at all. So I talked to him about why he became an Aston Villa fan. It's kind of funny because Aston Villa is kind of. I probably shouldn't say this.
Stop right there. No one from the town of Aston or Villa, or if it is a town, is going to watch this.
It's a section. The supporters are everywhere. It's not the nicest section, and it's.
Is it London? Is it a suburb of London?
Yeah, so he was shooting there. I said, "How did you become an Aston Villa fan?" And he was like, "Well, it was the first time I was over there. I saw it, and I went, oh, that sounds like it'd be a nice place to vacation." And it's like, oh yeah, no. So that's why he became an Aston Villa fan, and they were shit for years and years, and now, of course, they just beat us 2-1. And they're top 3 right now. They're playing like crazy. They have the Argentinian goalkeeper, so he's cleaning up, and they're doing real well.
Wow. All right. So what's next for Adam Boyer?
Ooh, my son and I, we write together. He's
Really?
21 now, and we wrote a couple of horror comedies designed to shoot for, somewhat cheaply and kind of put us on the map, kind of a thing. And so yeah, we wrote a couple of features, and they're being looked at actually by 3 sets of producers right now. Some in Europe, some in Marietta, and then
Some in the Niagara Falls region.
in addition to the Niagara Falls area.
What? Tell us about them. What are they? I mean, they're just.
It's essentially about a family who's killed people for generations that picked the wrong group of teens.
Is your kid want to be an actor or just a writer?
Oh yeah, no, he's an actor as well.
Why, dude? Why?
He's a baller. I was saying this earlier. I was scared to death that he was going to audition, and I was going to have the talk with him, like, maybe you should think about not doing this for your life, because. But his first television and film audition was for a series reg, using a dialect that he had never used, and he wasn't physically right for the part at all. It came down between him and the guy who got it.
That's how they get you, man. It's like a girlfriend.
Yeah.
She does all this crazy shit when she's your girlfriend. The next thing you know, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get steady with her, and then you're like, hold on, where's the crazy shit? You know what I mean? Like, it's fucked up, man. I'm just saying, I've heard that's how it works. Not mine.
I'm not saying that,
me,
like,
not me.
Sorry, honey.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. All right, if you had the chance, would you slap the shit out of Will Smith?
Would I slap the shit out of Will Smith?
Yeah.
I've never slapped anyone in my life.
Yeah, that is kind of wuss.
It is kind of like,
it is
either knock them the fuck out or
punch
leave them alone.
Yeah, close your fist. Yeah, I don't slap them.
and yeah, no,
you wouldn't.
I don't think so. I mean, well, it depends. What did he just say? Did he just call me a kike? Then I'll knock him the fuck out.
Whoa, Adam.
I mean, that's about all I'm throwing hands for. Like that. I mean, I'm too old to throw hands.
No,
for
you're never too
anything
old.
other than something
Never
like
too
that.
old. There's one in you.
Yeah.
There's one left. I'd say there's one left in me.
I
almost got it the other night.
After I turned 40, I came out from behind the bar, and I put a guy out.
Wait, you were working in a bar?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was working at Park Bench, and this big steroid head he wouldn't pay me. Like, he was hammered, but he lunged after my owner, and I locked him up in a choke, and he went out so fast that I thought I killed him.
You were a naked choke?
Yeah.
Why were you naked when you choked him?
Terrified me. Well, I got used to the Speedo in Italy. Awesome. And just, that's how I dress now.
That is good.
Yeah. But I thought, like, I have a child. I can't call my wife to have her bail me out of jail. I'm going to go to jail.
For killing you. It scared you.
He just, it terrified me.
Yeah.
Then he wanted to fight me after he woke up. I was like,
yeah, come on, dude. You lost. You're done. Yeah.
You want to get knocked out after you got choked out?
Yeah.
That's a rough night.
You think about it, you're like, you shouldn't fight anymore. But
no, yeah.
there's something in you as a guy that has fought in your lifetime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Me and you were both bouncers, and I've had my fair share, but you always think there's one left in you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd like for it not to come up, but, I do feel like if it happened.
I almost got one the other night at the Morgan Wallen concert, and it ended up fucking ruining a good 2 hours of our time. My daughters were there, you know what I mean?
Oh, man.
But it wasn't me, the guy. It was totally the guy. I'm not just saying that.
I'm sure.
And I held back because I thought he was going to get arrested. He did not, and nothing happened. But he hit me with a beer, about a quarter full tall boy in the chest. As we were being separated. He got separated and then threw the beer at me. And then I was like, dude, we got to go, And I didn't do it because the cop was coming.
Yeah.
But, no, I told my buddy, I was like, man, there's one left, I think. And I was like, but there was a part of me that was like, I wish that dude would just beat the fuck out of me. You know what I mean? Just knock me out so I could be like, all right, I'm done.
All right,
There's no more.
It's over.
Because that one didn't progress.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, fuck, another couple of weeks. I'm
Something might
ready
happen.
again, and I don't want that. I kind of want it, but I just feel like, that there's definitely, don't you,
I remember having a conversation with you years and years ago about
See?
like being in fights where you're like, you get to that point where it's gone on so long where you're like, I just wish one of us would knock the other one out.
Yeah,
I'm
and that's
too
probably
tired.
like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
If that. That's a
Oh,
long
yeah,
ass fight.
Yeah,
That's a
no
long ass
kidding.
fight.
Absolutely.
That is crazy, man. Where were you for what were you for Halloween?
What was I for Halloween? Yes. Mugiwara Luffy! And the room goes silent
Yeah,
because
I have no
nobody
fucking
here
idea.
watches One Piece.
What is that?
So it is the single most watched television show in the world. I am an absolute addict.
And it's
a
out of
show called-
Scotland.
It is. Well, it's an anime, so that
Oh, it is,
That would
anime.
be really weird.
Yeah. So it's an anime.
Yes,
Japanese
It's
anime.
Yes.
Oh wow.
No, the live action version. There is a live action version, but no, the anime. The anime's been on since the 90s. Oda is such an incredible storyteller. Like he is. I admit it. I cry at just about every single episode, and he's got over 1,000. So
At a cartoon.
at an anime, yes, correct.
Just
Yes.
clarifying. I've never
You're
watched
clarifying it's a cartoon.
I know I see guys in
Yes.
Civics with stickers
Absolutely.
on the side of them, and I know that's anime.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what
Yes,
else.
no. So Straw Hat Luffy is the leader of the Straw Hat Gang, and yeah.
Did
he wants to
anyone
be the king of
know
the pirates?
that was what you were?
That's listening?
No.
Oh.
When you went trick or treating or whatever.
So
Well, you didn't just dress up and stay at home, or
I
did
will
you?
say, no. I wore it to camp.
Oh.
I have Camp Sunshine. I dress up for camp all the time. So Straw Hat Luffy, Mugiwara Luffy is my Luffy hat. It's a straw hat with a red band around it. So I get to camp, and it's, like I said, it's the most watched show in the world. Billions, literally, of people watch this show. And I get there, and one of my friends was like, "Oh, I like the hat." Big Curious George fan. Because I was like,
Is it a yellow hat?
"Oh, shit." It is kind of the same as the
Yeah, the
Curious
yellow
George
hat,
hat.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that
It's-
one.
I was like, "Oh, it really is." It's in the back of my car.
But
now,
it's
you know.
straw.
Yes, it is.
Wait, it's in the back of your car?
Yeah, I have it.
You
in the
should
back
probably
of the
take
car
that shit out, man. If you get pulled over,
Oh, I want it to.
this could be an issue.
Showing it off.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
Showing
how
it
do you
off.
explain, like, I got like a
My
kid's
straw
hat
hat?
in the back of my.
No, it's not a child's hat.
Yeah, but it's an anime. It's kind of weird. You're 6'2", you're bald, you don't eat salt. Like, it's kind of awkward, man.
Well, anything I put on my head is going to be awkward because of
That's true, the big
those
football
things.
size
I'm
head.
Me, yes, exactly.
All right.
The long head.
We got to wrap this up because the
'Cause I
4
talk a
viewers
lot.
we had left 22 minutes ago. All right, my final question, and I love this question, and probably no one likes it, but I do. If you get to heaven,
Weighted with.
if you make it to heaven,
Oh.
and there is a James Lipton. Yeah, you don't know James Lipton. Yeah. You ever see Inside the Actors Studio?
I've talked about them.
Oh, never seen it?
Ever actually
Oh,
watched them?
This question's not going to mean anything to you then. If you get to heaven,
Okay.
what would you like God to say?
What would I like God to say?
Yeah, well, he greets you. It's supposed to be James Lipton, but you don't know who James Lipton is, so it makes no sense.
I would
But
like.
God meets you at the pearly gates, and he's going to be like, all right, let you in. What you doing, bro?
So, well, probably my first question would be like, "Are you sure I'm in the right place?" But maybe my second question would be, "Yeah, man, you're gonna have to fucking explain childhood cancer to me because I know there are things I'm not supposed to understand and all that shit, but you should clarify that shit right fucking now."
Yeah.
I do a lot of
I'm
Camp
no
Sunshine
theologian.
work, so.
I don't know theology well. I'm not a big verse. I'm not very religious. However, I think if you get to the pearly gates and you say, "Yeah, motherfucker,
dude.
listen,
Dude, you need to
you
explain
punk
that
ass
right
bitch needs to
fucking
spend
now."
right the fuck." I'm pretty sure God's gonna be like,
Yeah, did I say he could come up
You
here?
need to go down with Ted with the high blood pressure. Hey,
You know
and by the
what?
way, think of it. It's gonna be
I'm
fucking
okay with
awesome,
that.
dude. It's gonna be awesome.
My father used to say,
Think about all the parties, man, all day long, dude.
the Christians used to say, like, well, you're
Those fucking
going to go to
Christians.
hell. You're going to go to hell if you don't believe in Jesus Christ. And I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
And my father used to say, well, my whole family's going to be there. Why the fuck would I want to go somewhere where they're not? All my ancestors are going to be in hell. Like, but I'd miss them.
Right. All right, dude. Well, hey, listen, great talking to you today. Thank you so much for doing
Likewise.
this. Anything you want to promote? Anything? Any choking anybody out at Park Bench in the next week or so?
I will not be doing that.
Your kids' movie and you. Anything coming
yes.
up? I know it's been a slow time for actors, and it always is a slow time, frankly. But
Yeah.
Anything coming up?
I guess go watch Red One, not this Christmas, but next Christmas. Yeah, go
Is that a
watch
new one?
that. Yeah, well, it's,
It will be.
Dwayne Johnson, and it's
cool.
I mean, Chris Evans, yeah,
Oh, wow.
and Lucy Liu, but don't tell my wife because I'm supposed to not work with her.
Oh, wow.
I made the mistake of saying something about Lucy Liu, and the wife didn't take too kindly to it. But I'll promote Camp Sunshine. Give it to Camp Sunshine always. It's a cancer camp for kids, and it's an incredible place, and I'm always behind them 100%. So.
Yeah, and you volunteer a lot.
I was actually, I'm gonna toot my own horn. I was actually volunteer of the year. I just found out last year, or
Awesome.
last week.
Awesome.
So
Awesome, man.
go freaking old time.
Well, let me tell you, let me blow a little smoke up your
bragging.
ass, and I don't blow smoke because I hate it being blown up mine. But as I told these guys before you got here, man, you're one of the nicest people I know,
Oh, thank you.
and you're most considerate people. It's probably why you suck at this business like me, because this business fucking sucks. It's
Chew
not
us
for the
up and spit
fucking
us
nice
out
people.
For sure.
But you're a fucking great guy, man. I'm honored to
Thank
be your
you,
friend.
brother.
And thank you for
Likewise,
doing this, man.
dude.
Yeah, brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
It's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you so
It's been
much,
awesome.
man. And we'll see you next time, man, on Scale Plus Ted. Thank y'all.